So here we are, game number 1 of this best of 3, and, well, this is going to be a very important game. Getting that early advantage in the series obviously puts you in a good psychological spot moving forward, so we'll see who's going to be able to do that. We are playing on one of the new maps for the new season, Catalina, and spawning up to the top position. Representing Alien Invasion, we have CPU. And his opponent down to the lower left, or just actually to the straight left, it's not even lower left. Left. Also representing Alien Invasion, we have Patience. So a nice little bit of PvP. For those of you who haven't seen this map yet, obviously you've got the ramp coming down to your natural base. It's rotational symmetry. There's quite a lot of dead space around the back, so drops could be useful. Lots of proxy locations around here. Following on from that, obviously you come down here, you've got 2 potential third bases, one up to the top here, one down to the south. Both have advantages and disadvantages. This one's a bit further away, but obviously you may not want to expand towards your opponent up to the right here. In the center of the map, there's quite a few actual tight chokes throughout, thanks to these 3 pillars, and that can make a lot of fun coming through. So quite a few tight choke points, depending on where you want to engage, more open spaces to the side. But that's a quick look at the map. Obviously 4 spawn positions are available. You can spawn... Actually, no, I'm being crazy. There's 3 spawn positions available before I completely lose the plot. It's down here, so it's a 3-player map. Anyway, double gas is coming down now from CPU. Both players opened up with that gateway first, just as expected. Double gas is now on the way for both as well, and it wouldn't be too crazy to assume that as these two are teammates, that it's perfectly possible that they're going to have similar builds. They're going to have discussed possible strategies, possible tactics, possible build orders in PvP and all the other matchups, and so that's where mind games can start becoming a heck of a lot of fun, because on the one hand you've got people who are going to know each other very well and what builds they're likely to do, but on the other hand you've got 2 players who are going to want to go against what they may ordinarily try to accomplish in the early mid game and just go for something a bit crazy, trying to catch someone who probably knows them very well off guard. Now in terms of scouting, CPU is going to get just a little bit lucky here. He's coming up, going to get that first scout down. Of course, being a 3-player map, it's 50-50 which way you go on whether you're going to scout them. So CPU just getting that nicer coin flip there. Meanwhile, Patience, he's just going to come and check down. Sees that, okay, my opponent's not spawning down here. A bit of a pain. Knows his opponent's up to the top right, but misses some valuable seconds of being able to see gas timings, being able to see if it's a double gateway, if it's a proxy gate, anything like that. But CPU, he gets that information. Importantly, sees a chrono boost coming down on the cybernetics core. Knowing about that early warp gate tech, very, very useful. Now, CPU himself, he's adding in a sentry first, a bit more of a defensive opening. Does allow him to go quite greedy, because he's going to be safe back home, and judging by this probe position, wouldn't be at all surprised to see some kind of proxy. Banking up the gas at the moment, he does have the warp gate tech being chrono boosted as well, adding in 2 additional gateways. Meanwhile, Patience instead opting for that Twilight Council. That means he's going to be gunning up towards Blink straight away, and that can be very potent. Meanwhile, from CPU, we've got that Stargate coming down, although it's not being proxied over by the location of this probe. Clearly, we've got CPU just saying, do you know what, it's not worth it. I'm going to be playing these things a bit more carefully, a bit more on the safe side. If a Voidway comes out, it's going to be pretty good. Blink Stalkers obviously are relatively efficient against air units just because of the mobility. And an Immortal would be obviously a better choice if possible, but there's no way for CPU to know about that Twilight Council as of yet. So, 1 Stalker, 1 Sentry poking and prodding away. Meanwhile, 2 Stalkers, Stalker and a Probe just chilling at the bottom of the ramp here for Patience. Patience having to pull back that Mothership core, taking quite a bit of damage, but it did get valuable scouting. Sees the fact that a Stargate is coming through, and it's gonna be an Oracle. Interesting opening getting for that Oracle, despite having seen the Chrono Boost coming down on the Cybercore. Be interesting to see what is going to be achievable. Hallucinated Oracle is going to be coming through as well. This could act as a little bit of a scare tactic here for Patience. Of course, Patience may not even suspect the Oracle because he scouted the Stargate with his Mothership core. Knew that it was coming through, and as such may just go, okay, well he scouted it. He wouldn't go for an Oracle because there's no way that will do anything. Now I've scouted it, right? In comes the Oracle now. Some Stalkers are going to be able to pick that off. The other benefit of showing the hallucinated Oracle is it may fool your opponent into a false sense of security, thinking, oh okay, it's just another hallucinated one coming through here, when the real one decides to make a showing. Neither player at the moment have decided to take a natural expansion, instead both just pumping out Blink. Patience is a long way ahead with that. It's already completed just after it was started for CPU. But, of course, CPU does have this Oracle. Some Stalkers moving out. Mothership Core stayed back at home, so it can Photon Overcharge. We've also got, obviously, an Observer coming up. Photon Overcharge instantly triggered. Back goes the Oracle. Wants to stay alive, potentially to come back later and get a bit more damage down. Waste a bit of energy on that Mothership Core. Meanwhile, Natural Bases getting taken by Patience, whereas for CPU, he's just chucking down a lot more Stalkers ready to play on the safe side. Stalkers now coming up. Will they go for a Blink away? They do reveal the Blink is on the field for Patience. So CPU now has a bit more information. He's adding in a 4th gateway here. So this is pretty all in from CPU at this stage. He can't... Well, he's got enough minerals to go for a Nexus, but if he's got those 4 gates as well as Blink coming through, he's looking to gear up a lot more units very, very quickly. Blink still being chrono boosted. The Oracle, again, going to be trying to get a little bit of damage down. There's a Stalker there as well as some sentries, but already a few worker kills getting racked up. 4-5. Will it be able to get away? A Stalker goes the wrong way. A Blink nearly manages to get it, but not quite. Survives with 14 HP there. Quick little move out now from CPU. He's got a good number of Stalkers in this composition. He's already up by 2. He's also got that additional gateway. Pylon down to the south here. It's quite a way away, but the Stalkers should be able to come up. Note, though, the Patience also has a Pylon. It's hidden under those trees quite conveniently, but it is there. It's ready to get some units coming through. There's also an Immortal being pumped out, and that's the second one. There's already one on the field up by that ramp, and Immortals very strong up against Blink Stalkers. Very close proxy Pylon coming through now for CPU. The natural base completed for Patience, and that means he's got a Photon Overcharge opportunity there. He does have enough energy on the Mothership Core in order to do that. So, all in all, I'm not too confident on CPU's ability to push up here, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make it work. Guardian Shield is triggered. The 2 Immortals going to be very scary. Down goes the Photon Overcharge. Guardian Shield for Patience as well. Time Warp goes, a big blink forward, and CPU committing to this. He takes down one of the Immortals. The second one is also going to get prioritized very quickly. The Mothership Core falls for CPU there. He's going straight up against these Stalkers. The Photon Overcharge getting some nice damage down. Nice little bit of blocking coming in there. The Stalker count for Patience is now a lot higher, and CPU is taking critical amounts of damage. GG is cool because Patience has his natural base and an army still standing. And game 1 goes to the blue Protoss player.